I always thought my life was ordinary. Quiet, predictable, boring even. But all it took was one night, one dress, and everything changed forever. And honestly, I still don't know if I'm dreaming, cursed, or chosen by some bizarre universe joke. But let me start at the moment everything shifted. Because the night I put on my sister's dress, I became her. Not just looked like her, I literally transformed into my sister's twin. I woke up choking on my own breath. My heart pounded like I had sprinted through the night. Dreams still clung to me. Sparkles, lace, a soft voice calling my name. But not my name. Lila. That's my sister. The morning light spilled in through my curtains. Warm. Gentle. Familiar. But the body lying in my bed? Not familiar at all. My chest felt heavy, actually heavy, as if weighted with softness. I sat up and a curtain of long blonde hair fell around my face. What the? My voice. It wasn't mine. High. Light. Feminine. I scrambled out of bed, stumbling, because my legs moved differently, balanced differently, shaped differently. Something brushed my thighs. Silk? Satin? And then I saw myself. Saw her. In the mirror stood Lila. Not just similar, identical. Her face. Her lips. Her delicate jaw. Her soft, bright blue eyes. Even the tiny beauty mark near her cheekbone. And the dress? A shimmering, pale pink cocktail dress. Hers, hugging a body that wasn't mine yesterday. Narrow waist. Soft curves. Bare shoulders. Smooth skin. No. No, no, no. My pulse roared in my ears. I grabbed my face, soft cheeks. Tiny chin. Full lips. I grabbed my chest, and froze as a warm, yielding softness pressed beneath my palms. Real. Everything was real. I'm her. My knees buckled. I clung to the dresser, breathing hard, shaking like I'd stepped into a nightmare wrapped in glitter. What happened last night? I remembered going into her room. Curiosity. Mischief. A dare in my own head. She'll never know if I try it on. The dress was just sitting there, shimmering, innocent, harmless. I slipped it over my head just to laugh for a second and a rush. Like electricity. Like silk sliding through my veins. A whisper in the air. The world softening, blurring, dissolving. And then darkness. Now here I was. Her. Completely her. I lifted my voice again. Whispered. I'm my sister. My stomach dropped. My hands shook. My brain screamed for logic, for denial, but the mirror didn't lie. Knock knock. My blood froze. Lila? You awake? We need to leave soon. My sister's friend. Her ride. Panic clawed at my throat. Leave? As in, go out? In this body? As her? I opened my mouth to say, wrong room, it's me. But what came out was, yeah. Just give me a second. I slapped a hand over my mouth. That wasn't me. That was her voice, sweet and casual like nothing was wrong. Think. If I opened that door looking like this, she'd scream. Or worse, she wouldn't even know the difference. Lila, hurry. We're gonna be late. Late for what? I scanned the room for my phone, saw hers on the dresser. Fingerprint scan. Worked instantly. Her wallpaper. Her notifications. A message from Mom. Good luck today, sweetheart. Proud of you. A calendar ping, 9 a.m., university audition. Theater department. No. Not only was I stuck as her, I had to pretend to be her in public. My chest tightened with dread. But another thought slid in, tiny and dangerous. If I don't go, everyone will notice something's wrong. I wasn't ready. My legs felt wrong. My hair felt overwhelming. My chest felt like a new planet attached to my body. But I opened the door. Her friend looked me up and down. Cute dress choice, Lila. Going dramatic today. I swallowed. Hard. Yeah. Dramatic. Oh, acting mode already. She grinned. Let's go. I followed her stiffly, praying my legs wouldn't give out. Walking in heels felt like balancing on toothpicks dipped in fear. As we left the house, I whispered to myself. Act normal. Don't freak out. Just survive. Except every second was a performance. Her voice, her mannerisms, her smile. It felt natural.
Too natural. And that terrified me.
The auditorium buzzed with chatter and energy. Students practicing lines, breathing exercises, nervous pacing. I sat quietly, hands on my lap, staring at them like a trapped animal pretending to be tame. I felt every curve, every flutter of my lashes, every lock of hair brushing my cheek. And beneath the fear, a tiny pulse of something else.
Curiosity.
Dangerous curiosity.
What did I look like up close?
I slipped away to the restroom, women's restroom, which made my brain glitch, and locked myself in a stall before daring to stare in the mirror again.
She was perfect. I mean breathtaking. Soft pink lips. Gentle cheekbones. Eyes sparkling like morning sky. Hair cascading like spun gold.
Skin glowing like porcelain with warmth. I touched my face again, slower this time. Not panic, exploration. My reflection smiled back when I smiled.
I tilted my head.
She did too. I'm beautiful.
The words left before I could stop them.
And instead of horror,
I felt a flutter. An electric thrill. My fingers traced the dress.
The waistline. The smooth legs beneath. This wasn't just appearance.
I felt different inside. Emotions felt closer to the surface.
Thoughts softer, sharper, tangled with her essence. I whispered, "Who am I right now?" There was no answer, only the sound of someone knocking.
Lila?
They are calling you next.
My stomach flipped.
Audition.
Acting. Spotlight.
I stepped out, trembling but strangely ready. On stage, the lights bathed me in gold. Eyes on me. Expectations. A script was handed over. Whenever you're ready, Lila. I swallowed fear, and something shifted.
Like unlocking a forgotten door inside myself. I began to speak.
At first trembling, then flowing. My voice wasn't just hers. It carried her emotions, her dreams, her fire. The audience leaned in. I could feel their breath, their attention, like warmth wrapping around me.
Words poured like silk. Movements graceful. Emotion raw and honest.
When I finished, silence for one heartbeat.
Then applause. Real. Loud.
Overwhelming. Someone whispered, "She's incredible."
And my heart soared. I wasn't pretending in that moment. I was living it.
For the first time, I wondered,
is this really just a mistake?
The day flowed like a dream stitched to reality. Compliments. Smiles. Warm touches on my arm.
Hair tossed without thinking. Crossing legs instinctively.
Voice soft without effort. Every second I sank deeper into this role, this body, this life. And part of me didn't hate it. At lunch, a guy from her class sat with me. Cute, nervous smile, dimples. "So, you were amazing today." "Thank you," I heard myself say, gentle, shy, almost flirtatious.
Where did that tone come from?
He laughed.
Shy.
"I always thought you had something special."
My cheeks warmed. A blush. A real blush. Stop. I'm not her. I'm not a girl.
But my heart beat differently, fluttery, unfamiliar. Like this body had its own emotions, and I was learning to speak its language. Walking campus in heels felt natural by now.
Hair bouncing. Dress swaying. People looking, admiring. Each glance used to feel terrifying.
Now some felt addictive.
Powerful.
Like for once, the world saw me.
Not invisible. Not average. Seen.
Evening came. Her friend dropped me home with a cheerful wave. "You killed it today. You're definitely getting in." I smiled, genuinely. Then the door closed, and the silence hit. Reality crashed back like a wave.
I raced to my room. Stayed in the mirror again. I need to change back.
But deep inside, a whisper. "Do you really?" I squeezed my eyes shut, trying to remember my real face.
My real voice. My real body. It felt distant.
Like a fading dream.
Fear clawed up again. No.
I'm not her. I'm me. I yanked the dress's zipper down, hands shaking, and pulled it off.
Light flickered around me.
Air hummed.
Magic crackled. I braced for my body to shift back, for the illusion to fall. But nothing happened.
I was still her.
Still Lila. No. No. Please. I threw the dress on the floor like it was poison.
Collapsed to my knees.
Tears burning.
What did I do? And then, her voice.
Her real voice.
Why are you crying in my room? I looked up, eyes wide, breath stopped.
Standing in the doorway was Lila. The real one. Alive.
Confused.
Staring at herself.
Or rather, me wearing her face.
Her eyes widened. Her lips parted.
What are you? The world tilted. We sat trembling across from each other.
2 mirrors. 2 breaths. 2 lives tangled by silk and magic.
I explained everything, voice breaking.
Every fear. Every moment. Every confused heartbeat.
She listened, stunned.
Then she whispered.
That dress belonged to our grandmother. She said it was enchanted. I thought she was joking. We laughed, shaky, disbelieving. So how do we undo it?
I asked. Silence. Then she touched my hand gently.
Do you want to undo it?
My heart stopped. Fear said yes.
Logic screamed yes. But some quieter truth stirred in my chest, glowing, fragile, honest. I don't know.
She nodded softly, eyes kind.
Then maybe don't decide tonight. That night we sat on the bed together, 2 versions of her, one accidental, one real, leaning on each other.
Not confused. Just existing. Breathing.
Learning this strange, impossible connection. For the first time since morning, I felt safe.
I don't know what tomorrow holds. Maybe I'll turn back. Maybe I'll stay like this a while.
Maybe this body is temporary, or maybe it's a door I wasn't meant to find, but did. But tonight, looking in the mirror, I don't see a mistake.
I see possibility. A new story. A new self.
A twin born from curiosity and magic and fear and wonder.
I place my hand on the glass, and she places hers back. Not trapped. Not lost. Becoming. One night. One dress. And suddenly, I'm not just living in someone else's skin. I'm discovering my own. I didn't sleep that night. How could I?
Every time I closed my eyes, I saw 2 faces, her face on both of us, staring back like the world was split in half, and I was trapped in the middle.
2 versions of the same girl. Only one was real.
And somehow, the other was me. When dawn finally crept through the curtains, I was still sitting on the edge of the bed, knees hugged to my chest, hair tumbling over my shoulders like a soft golden waterfall. I touched it again, fingertips trembling.
Still real. Still her hair. Still her everything.
I whispered to the silence. Why am I still her, if the dress is off?
Magic shouldn't work like this. Life shouldn't work like this.
Yet here I was, breathing through a body that wasn't mine, in a life that wasn't written for me.
And it felt terrifying.
And strangely, dangerously comforting.
The door creaked.
Lila walked in, sleepy, messy hair, oversized hoodie.
Seeing her morning version felt surreal. Casual. Human. While I looked like a perfectly brushed dream. Her eyes softened the moment she met mine. You didn't sleep, she whispered. I shook my head. Did you?
A little. But I kept waking up, checking if you were gone.
Gone. If I turned back while she slept. I lowered my voice.
Were you hoping I would?
Pause. No, quiet. Gentle. Honest. That answer hit deeper than I expected.
We sat across from each other again, knees touching.
Breathing. Existing in the magic neither of us asked for.
So, she rubbed her arm nervously. Do you still feel like you?
Did I? I searched inside.
Something fluttered behind my ribs. Soft, delicate, alive. Yes and no, I whispered.
I feel like me. But I also feel like I could be her too. And that scares me.
Her eyes softened like morning light over water. You don't have to decide yet. But the world wouldn't wait forever.
People would expect her. Her life would go on. Classes. Friends.
Audition results. Social media.
Responsibilities. And me?
I wasn't born into this body, this life, this gender. I hugged my knees tighter. What if I mess everything up? Her hand rested gently on mine.
Warm. Steady.
Then we figure it out together. The words settled in my chest like a breath I didn't know I'd been starving for.
Together. I wasn't alone.
The next few days felt like living inside someone else's heartbeat.
Her clothes. Her routines.
Her phone notifications. Her friends texting emojis I didn't understand. Inside jokes I didn't know.
I drew eyeliner with a shaking hand.
I brushed hair that wasn't mine, yet felt unbearably natural to touch. I practiced her smile in the mirror, soft, slightly tilted, eyes sparkling like tiny stars. Sometimes it startled me how easily I slipped into her expressions.
Sometimes it frightened me.
Sometimes, it felt like coming home to a version of myself I didn't know existed.
She taught me little things. How she walked. How she played with her necklace when nervous.
How she said I am instead of yes. How she laughed, a breath and a sparkle. How are you learning so fast? She whispered once, genuinely curious.
I didn't know. Or maybe I did.
Something inside me was syncing with her essence, not copying, but connecting. Like the magic didn't just change my form. It whispered her habits into my bones.
The lines between us blurred more each day.
We decided to go out together. Both of us, same face, same hair, same soft beauty.
Like twin stars walking side by side.
A disguise for the impossible truth.
People stared, then blinked.
Double take after double take.
Someone whispered.
I didn't know Lila had a twin.
A laugh. A rumor born. A story the world invented for us.
Better than the truth. We sat at a cafe, steaming mugs, frothy warmth, morning chatter floating around us.
She stirred her latte absent-mindedly. Do you feel okay out here? She asked.
I watched my hands. Delicate fingers. Neatly manicured by her last weekend. On me. I feel exposed, I whispered. Like the universe might notice I'm in the wrong skin. Her hand brushed mine under the table, an anchor in stormy waters. What if, she hesitated, chewing her lip, you aren't wrong. What if you're just new?
New.
The word settled in me like a seed planting itself behind my ribs. Late at night we sat together, knees touching again, scrolling through photos.
Her childhood. Her messy teen years. Her glow-up.
The life I never lived but suddenly wore like borrowed silk. I studied her face. My face. Our face.
What do you see? She asked softly.
I see someone strong, I whispered. Someone beautiful. Someone I'm not sure I deserve to be. She turned toward me, eyes glimmering in lamplight. You don't have to deserve existence, she murmured. You just get to exist.
My throat tightened. No one had ever said something like that to me. No one had ever needed to.
Because before this, I didn't question my existence. Now everything felt fragile and precious. Every breath, every blink, every heartbeat in this borrowed chest. I laid my palm over where my heart beat, small, quick, fluttery like wings. I whispered, I'm scared I might like this. Her voice barely brushed the air. Then maybe that feeling deserves space too.
Days blurred.
I learned to braid hair, to lay a lip gloss, to dress with intention, fabrics hugging curves I still didn't fully understand yet somehow moved with. Sometimes I'd turn my head and forget which one of us I was looking at. Sometimes I'd speak and hear her voice and feel warmth instead of panic. Sometimes I'd stand alone in the mirror and whisper, is this who I was always meant to be?
And sometimes, a week in, audition results posted.
Lila squealed, bouncing on toes, hugging me, soft hair brushing my cheek. We both got callbacks.
Both. Meaning me too.
Meaning the world believed I was her. Meaning fate, or magic, or madness, pulled me deeper. I can't, I breathed. I shouldn't. You can.
Her voice was firm, warm, believing.
We'll go together.
How? They think I'm you.
Then today.
She smiled softly.
Maybe you're just someone who looks like me. My stomach fluttered, nerves, fear, and something like hope.
She tugged me toward the mirror. Close your eyes. I did. Her fingers brushed my hair, adjusting strands, fixing me gently like I was something precious. Okay, she whispered.
Now look. I opened my eyes.
Not her reflection. Mine.
Same face, yes.
But different energy.
Softer, unsure, searching.
See, she murmured.
You already have your own version of this face.
Something inside me trembled.
Recognition. This wasn't just transformation.
It was becoming. Not her. Not who I was. But someone in between.
Someone blooming quietly in borrowed skin.
Someone real. We walked into the theater together. Whispers. Stares.
Curiosity flickering in strangers' eyes. Lila lifted her chin with practiced grace. I mirrored her, this time not consciously copying, but
but moving in harmony. We auditioned separately.
I was shaking, breath trembling, dress brushing my knees like petals.
But when the spotlight hit,
I breathed.
and the world aligned. Words flowed again. Emotion cracked open. Not hers. Mine. I wasn't acting anymore.
I was telling the truth my heart hadn't known it was holding. When I finished, there was silence again, and then applause.
Real. Warm. Encouraging.
I walked off stage with tears stinging my lashes. Lila grabbed my hand backstage.
See, she whispered.
You belong here too. The words hit like light through stained glass, breaking me open and rebuilding me at once. That night, as we sat brushing hair at her vanity, twin reflections, soft lamplight making us look carved from a dream.
A sudden chill passed through me.
Soft glitter drifted around my reflection. Light shimmered along my skin. A pulse of magic like a breath of wind through silk.
My breath caught.
Lila's eyes widened. It's happening again.
I gripped the vanity edge.
Am I changing back?
No, she whispered.
You look.
She leaned closer.
You look even more like you.
Not her. Not the exact copy.
Still the same face, but subtly, undeniably my version now.
A shift in the eyes. A softness in the jaw. A spark in the smile. Magic wasn't reverting me. It was claiming me.
Carving me into an identity between worlds.
Not stolen. Not borrowed. Formed. Her voice trembled.
The magic, it didn't create a duplicate.
She swallowed.
It made a second soul out of mine. My heartbeat stuttered. I wasn't a copy.
I wasn't an accident. I was a new existence born from hers. Born from a dress. Born from magic.
Born from a life that brushed against mine and sparked into creation.
Breath. Light.
Identity.
Her twin. But not her shadow. My voice shook. So,
I'm real? Her hand touched my cheek, gentle, trembling. You're real. My chest swelled, too full, too new, too alive to hold.
A tear rolled down my face. Then another.
I don't know who I am, I whispered. You don't need to know yet, she murmured. Just don't run from who you're becoming. I leaned into her hand, warmth, safety, truth. And for the first time since that morning, I whispered not fear, not confusion, but a fragile, hopeful truth. I want to stay like this a little longer. She exhaled, not in shock, not in protest, but in relief. Then stay. Two versions of one magic, breathing softly in a quiet bedroom.
Becoming. You are no longer just her.
You are becoming someone new.
Magic isn't finished. Identity isn't settled.